Joining us now is the former communications director for Speaker McCarthy, Mark Bednar. And Mark, you saw in that original clip we showed, she was there with every socialist favorite Sherpa, Hassan Piker. Hong is expected, like Abdul El-Sayed, to win by huge margins. But as we saw, El-Sayed did not win by huge margins. Do you expect the same for Hong? Sort of the big hype and then pretty tight race?
Well, Republicans and independents, conservatives of all stripes can't take this race for granted. It's likely that she's going to win. But of course, like we've seen that this polling has come a lot increasingly closer. One thing that's interesting, as polling has shown for Hong, that younger voters really support her, but it drops off over age. So it's going to be about the turnout on next Tuesday. Are younger voters, the ones who support her, are they going to turn out in a primary election, when typically it's older voters who are the ones who are, higher propensity voting? So she will still likely win, but, Republicans can't just pat her on the head and say you have crazy views and just assume that she's going to take the cake here.
Yeah, I think that's an important warning for Republicans. Just saying socialist, communist doesn't mean you get the votes come November when you actually need them. One thing that I think is her most controversial take is what her take is on Thanksgiving. You can't talk Hong without talking turkey. Watch this flip-flop on Turkey Day.
Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
I mean, you can't make that up. To be clear, Election Day is November 3rd. Not talking primary. I'm fast forwarding, assuming she wins next week. Election Day is November 3rd. Thanksgiving is November 26th. I'm thinking she goes back to hating Thanksgiving, immediately after the votes are counted. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Todd, it's incredible. The fact that the media, they're kind of bubble wrapping these questions to allow her to kind of do a do-over. Maybe she has a better answer for a general election audience. But even still, she looks so uncomfortable. She looks like she's in a hostage video. And Todd, what's even more important that your viewers need to know about Thanksgiving in Wisconsin is that this is also the time for deer hunting. So this is when hundreds of thousands of deer hunters take their blaze orange. They go out, they plan their whole Thanksgiving holiday around the opportunity to deer hunt. So this is not just about her wanting to dismantle a single day or she feels uncomfortable with a lot of family around. It's much broader than that. This is about dismantling important days to us as a state, but also to us as a country. And as we get closer to Election Day, this is really important, Todd, because in 2024, Wisconsin, they turned out at the highest rate, at least of this century. 76.6% of voters, eligible voters, turned out to vote. And when the chips were on the table, President Trump delivered, just like he did in every swing state. However, what that should tell everybody is that Democrats, they're going to show up. Right now, they are more jazzed, they are more energized to go out to vote. So even if she has these crazy views and untenable towards any general election audience, Democrats are still going to show up. So the job is on Tom Tiffany and Republicans, Trump voters of all sorts, to actually get out and vote.
Turn out, turn out, turn out. One thing that happened in 2024 is people did turn out for Trump, and he faced Kamala Harris. But a new Washington Post op-ed is declaring this is Kamala Harris's moment, arguing America needs the former vice president now more than ever. But how they get there is pretty interesting. Quote, this is from this article. Harris's empty platitudes can be enjoyed by all, so vacuous that they can be savored with no danger of compromising one's political leanings. If you support Medicare for all or a private insurance model, Harris does too. If you want to frack, baby, frack, or push through the Green New Deal, Harris does too. No need to compromise your beliefs. Harris does it for you. I mean, look, that's a pretty spot-on recitation of her flip-flopping, but what about the overall takeaway? Is this her moment?
Well, it's truly wonderful. The fact that the argument is basically her word salad is so just off the rails that you can't actually understand what she's saying or what she believes in. I think Republicans would be really pining for her to run again. The fact that she went through such a bruising primary and came out with all these crazy views, much in the lines of Francesca Hong, except on a national level. But also the fact that Kamala Harris, she believes that the only reason that she lost is because she only had 107 days. It's the title of her book. So it's not about her. It's about the time that she had. Her big problem, though, Todd, is that it's not about mechanics of her campaign. It's not about the duration of of the campaign election season, it's her as a candidate. She's, between her policy positions, her inability to communicate, this stems as her as a candidate. If she decides to win, I think a lot of people will applaud that because it'll offer Republicans the best chance to win in 2028.
We will be watching. Mark Bednar, as always, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Chanley, over to you.
Thanks, Todd. So the wins